found a mag this morning.
What kind of mag?
A nice one.
It's a mid-cap.
And like that, you've lost me.
A lot of people rag on Hicaps, but I've used them exclusively since I started playing. I think they're pretty underrated, so I thought, fuck it. I haven't uploaded in a while anyway, let's make a video about it. Their capacity is their most obvious benefit. Sure, 4 to 7 mid-caps is usually enough to get you through the average skirmish, but 4 to 7 high-caps will last you a whole day. Plus, having several hundred rounds on tap at all times means you can step up to the plate to be a squad gunner whenever the situation demands it, and still have plenty of ammo left over on your person. Not to mention, high caps don't require expensive loading tools to be refilled in a timely fashion, which means you've got a little extra money you can spend on more mags, or a weapon light, or a cheap red dot, or a shit ton of peanut butter. Don't fucking judge me. Speaking of loading, you can fill up your high caps days or weeks before you play and it won't damage or wear on them one bit as long as you don't wind them. The rattling noises they're notorious for making can be mitigated by modifying the way you move. That's not to say rattling is entirely bad either.
Excuse me, what?
The pitch of the rattling changes depending on how many BBs are left in the mag. Which makes it much easier to tell how long you have until you need to reload.
Oh, shit.
I often hear people complain about their high caps not feeding reliably. This only happens to me when I forget to keep mine wound, or the mag in question is old, jammed, or broken. You can eliminate the feeding issues if you know how to check if your high cap is damaged or jammed. The first step is to fully wind the mag. To fully wind a high cap, just keep scrolling that wheel until it gets really stiff or you start hearing louder secondary clicks. If neither of those things happen after a minute or two of winding, the mag is broken and it needs to be repaired or replaced. If you were able to fully wind it, but there are no BBs coming up to the top of the feed path, that means the mag is jammed. To clear a jam, partially or completely empty the mag and slam it against a hard surface a few times. Most jams are caused by a BB getting stuck in the feeding wheel at a funny angle, so shaking it loose with a quick thump usually gets things sorted out. If the jam doesn't clear itself out after 5 to 10 hits, percussive maintenance isn't going to be enough to get it running again. Toss it in your dump pouch and service it more thoroughly when you get the chance. Assuming all of your mags are working properly, your first mag of the day should be fully wound right before the first game of the day, and all of your spare mags should be at least partially wound so that they'll feed BBs into the chamber as soon as they're inserted into the gun. Get in the habit of winding the mag whenever your support hand isn't busy doing anything else. You can even shoot and wind at the same time. Doesn't take much practice either. If you can manage to get all of this right, you won't have any feeding issues and you'll be able to reap a certain benefit unique to high caps. When a high cap is kept wound throughout its entire supply of ammo, it'll make a distinct revving noise upon running dry that tips you off that you need to reload.
Oh, that fucking my dot touch.
Sure, some high-end AEGs have a last shot cutoff, but all high caps rev on empty, no matter the gun. That's all I've got to say on high caps. I've always noticed that a lot of people overlook their advantages and exaggerate their shortcomings. But if you still prefer mid caps or low caps,
Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight.